All right, Super Bowl 60. That's it. It's done. Look, this game played out the way that most people thought it would. I sat here and said this morning about the Seahawks and the Patriots and said, look, the New England Patriots O-line scares me. And it played out that way. 7 sacks for the Seahawks defense. That was the game. I mean, this defense was incredible. They only had really they had the one play, the touchdown that was thrown in the second half, kind of a little miscommunication. But other than that, it was an incredible game for the Seattle Seahawks defense. Here's a couple of things that I take away from this. You know, today he missed some throws. There were there were some things, and again, this was a really good Patriots defense, so I don't want to dismiss what they had done in this game and then all season long. Like, they've been incredible, and tonight specifically, Christian Gonzalez, dude, like, he was all over the place making plays. So there were some throws that Sam Darnold made that Christian Gonzalez somehow stopped, and I don't know how he did it, because it was an incredible play. So Sam played a fairly clean game, and this is really interesting. You've got to feel like he feels incredible right now, being a Super Bowl champion after all of this has gone on. I think that the Jets situation, I think he's probably kind of over that and tired of talking about it, but the Vikings let him go. The Vikings said that they were going to go with a rookie quarterback who hadn't really played a snap in the NFL over him. Like, that's got to mean something. And I'm sure that if you gave him truth serum at the beginning of the year, he was probably talking about how bad that hurt. He would tell you. To be able to go to Seattle, to be able to kind of get over the I'm seeing Ghost, and it felt like he was seeing Ghost in big games, and to have a playoff run that he wasn't perfect. By no means was he perfect, but he was really clean, and he was really good, and he made the right decisions, and he made the right plays. And this is the redemption story for Sam Darnold. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, dude, you've got to feel real good about what you have done, because you really did have this redemption story. Like, you had this whole arc, and I think that it goes to show that now in the NFL, we want to see these guys play, and we want to see them play early. We want to see them succeed really early. Drake May's in year 2, and he's already gotten to a Super Bowl, so he's pretty good. But the amount of players that get drafted high, that by year 3, if they are not in an AFC title game or feeling like they are going to get there, the league just forgets about them. The teams move on. They want to try to find a cheaper contract, because the way that you win should be a rookie deal. And Sam Darnold, I think, is a good tale that you can win. You can win with a quarterback like Sam Darnold, where he might not be a top 15 guy, maybe a top 10 guy, but he's really freaking good at football. And if you can build around them, if you can do what Seattle did, where you've got this incredible young defense, you have a really good run game, and he can just kind of make plays when he needs to make them and not be have to be Superman. This, I think, is going to make teams think about what they want to do with their quarterbacks. A lot of teams in this league have a lot of questions at quarterback. I think that maybe Sam Darnold and what he has been able to do this postseason will give some people pause and be like, you know what? if we build everything else, if we build the defense, we get the offensive line, we get the run game, this person can win games because we've seen it happen before in Seattle. My second takeaway is what a missed opportunity it was for the Bills. I know that this is a crazy thing, and I know that we're sitting here, we're talking about the Super Bowl and it's Patriots and Seahawks, but I couldn't sit there and just not think about the fact that this Patriots offense looked bad for 3.5 quarters. They got a little bit of rhythm halfway through the third and into the fourth, but this was a bad offensive game, and this offensive line is not very good. And their weapons, I think, are a B, if that. C plus a B with Stephon Diggs and Booty. Stevenson's a decent back, but this is not a high-powered, this is not a Lamborghini offense. And I know that the score looks a little bit more respectable, but you were getting shut out for 3.5 quarters, and you couldn't move the ball. And I couldn't help but think, man, in a year with no Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, no Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, the other quarterbacks in your conference were Drake May, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud. The fact that you could not get to this point has got to hurt even more now, especially watching this Super Bowl and being like, I mean, this wasn't even a fight. That offense couldn't do anything. Like, what could I have done? I'm definitely more aggressive with my legs. Like, I could have done a little bit more on my legs. I know there's a lot of changes obviously happening in Buffalo this year, but I couldn't help but think how sick Josh Allen must feel sitting there and being like, man, this year we really messed up. The big way is just, what does this look like for the Seahawks moving forward? Anytime a team wins a championship, we do this in the NBA. Every time we talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder last year winning an NBA title and being like, all right, well, here comes the Oklahoma City dynasty for the next decade and a half. That is not true. Outside of right now, you had the Chiefs that have been the dynasty the last couple of years. You got to take it 1 year at a time. And so what do the Seahawks look like next year? They're in the toughest division in football with the Rams and the 49ers. Both of those teams are going to be extremely good again next year. You have Sam Darnold, who, again, we think that we know his ceiling. He definitely raises the floor for this team. But overall, you got a really young defense with a couple of veterans on this squad and DeMarcus Lawrence. So defensively, you're going to be okay. You lose your offensive coordinator, including Kubiak, who's going to be the Raiders head coach. So what does that look like for you on the offensive side of the ball? Sam Darnold's going to have to at least learn some new verbiage because of whoever they're going to bring in. I think this team is going to be a contender for the next couple of years. I'm not saying that this is a 5-year dynastic run that they can make, but I do think that they're going to be competitive in the NFC in the next couple of years, along with Los Angeles and the 49ers. So this is, I'm really, honestly, this is just a Sam Darnold story to me. Will McDonald's a great coach, but Sam Darnold, the way that he played this season, the way that he's played the last 2 seasons, and being the first quarterback to win back-to-back 14-win seasons with 2 different teams, and then in that second team winning a Super Bowl, that is some special stuff from the Seahawks. For the Patriots, look, I mean, you're going to have to compete with the Bills every year. I do think that Vrabel is a really good head coach, and I think that they will be right back in this situation where they're probably going to be in the divisional round, the playoffs. They're going to be, I don't think that this team is falling off a cliff. especially if they can get the personnel right. And that's the thing is, can you get the personnel right? Will Campbell has had a decent year, but tonight people talk about arm size and arm length. There were some times tonight where it looked like the arm length was a problem as a left tackle. It sure looked like there were times. So I think some of that matters. But it's just about the personnel. Like, what else can you bring? The defense is really good, but you're going to have to add something to the offensive side of the ball. You're going to have to shore up the offensive line a little bit and give Drake May another dude on the outside. Stephon Diggs is a really good player, but he's getting up there in age. You never know. Sometimes he's going to be a little bit diva-ish. There was some off-the-field stuff with Stephon Diggs already this season, so I don't know if he is as reliable as maybe he should be. But the Patriots, I think, are going to be fine. Vrabel's a really good coach. They're not losing coordinators like these other programs are. They're not losing their offensive coordinator. Josh McDaniels is going to be their coordinator now. They'll figure out the defensive coordinator. Williams, the Coach T, had cancer, so he left. He's back with the team, but I don't know exactly what they're going to do with that, but they'll figure that out. And Vrabel's a defensive guy. He understands the defensive side of the ball. So they're going to be back. I don't know if they will be back in a Super Bowl anytime soon, but they will be contending. They'll be in the divisional round. They'll be maybe competing for an AFC title game, because I do think that Vrabel is that good of a coach. All right, well, that's it. Seattle wins Super Bowl 60, 29-13. And it's a good football season.